Hellspawn, Golem, an Ashlyn adventure. You're in time to hear another adventure about our favorite vampire, Ashlyn. Listen and enjoy her story. My adventures take me to unique, strange, and creepy locations. I have battled countless otherkin. These include werewolf, troll, ogre, and more than I care to remember. My tale is in a little town called Leesburg. I believe it was in Tennessee. A man tried to mug me and provide a very satisfied taste for my vampiric desires. Memories of my victim often flood my mind as I drink the last of their blood. Apparently, this unsavory character had done some dirty deeds for an even more corrupt wizard. The man did not live far away. Grave robbery would be the least of his worries, as he had to contend with those in the afterlife for now. I still had to stop his insane employer and whatever evil intentions he had. I found my way to the creepy graveyard, the gigantic mausoleum. A strange-looking manor was not far from it. I snapped the chain and lock at the gate. Sometimes being a vampire does have its advantages. Superhuman strength often comes in handy. Although my vampiric powers are limited due to my young age. The mausoleum was pitch black dark, but my vampiric senses led me to a stone door. It was locked, but had light coming from the bottom underneath it. Being an exceptional telepath, I scanned the inside. I just wanted to see if any living creatures were inside, but found none. I broke the doorknob and walked in the room. Body parts, both human and demonic, littered the floor. Ancient books of magic cover the counter, alongside macabre and even medieval instruments. Two skeleton guards watched me as I entered. Their bony heads and empty eye sockets followed my every move. But the undead do not attack other undead. It's only the living that need to fear them. The doctor, shall I call him wizard, no doubt went insane from his experiments. Things he should not have tampered with, but still chose to. On the table was a manual, The Creation of Golems. Now, what is a golem? Frankenstein's monster was a flesh golem. It's a creation of science, or in this case, dark and twisted magic. Whatever the intention, no good will come from it. Another door led into a dark hallway. As I entered, my body began to tingle with the dark energy I felt. If I was human, I would surely have fled. But those years had long since passed. I was no longer a weak mortal. But there's more than dark magic. Something different. It almost felt demonic. I've had dealings with devil and demons before. Their energy is unique. It is consumed and fed by evil intentions. I may be the chosen one of the gods, but they are not here. It's just me. A single vampire would fail in power compared to the simplest of demons. I would need to be stealthy and do not want to be caught on this adventure. Evil laughter and words spoken in unknown language was heard. If hell had a language, I'm sure I was listening to it at this point. My psychic gifts allow me to view a wizard in the next room. His robe glowing with energy. So powerful I can almost feel it here in the hallway. There's something else in there too. And it's absorbing that energy like a battery. I should have known better. It was a foolish mistake, but when I realized, too late. As I cracked the door open. The wizard's power and energy engulfed the room. He knew exactly when I opened that door and exactly where I was. He turned, looked at me with black, soulless eyes, and smiled an evil grin. His hand motioned toward me, and the creature gazed down upon me. This was a golem unlike any I've ever seen before. It was pure demonic, a patchwork of different demons, and perhaps a devil or two, creating one abomination. The head almost collided with the ceiling as a clawed hand reached for me. I dodged out of the way. The way it crushed a nearby table instead of me. His leather wings were useless in this room. A blessing for me. It had 4 large arms, all ending with claws, a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth, and a spiked tail. I began to wonder, why am I even here? Because this thing will surely destroy me. But I had to end this before it got worse. It was huge, and no doubt would crush me if given the chance. The scaly skin had no weakness that I saw as I dodged another massive hand. Finally, being the shortest one was an advantage for me. But how to stop the demon? Simple. Cut off his energy supply. And that energy supply was the wizard. In a flash of speed, too fast for the golem to see, I pinned the wizard to the ground. He tried to speak, but with a twist of my hand, I snapped his neck, and the wizard stood no more. I felt something coming, so I tried to dodge the claw, but another hand managed to grab my foot. It hoisted me high in the air and laughed at my foolishness. Focusing all my psychic abilities, I opened my hand for a strike. Much like a fighter using chi energy, I struck hard. My flat palm met his ugly face, and it dropped me. Although I bet it was more surprise than actual pain. I didn't care. I took the opportunity to run, grabbing the wizard's book as I left the room. Embarrassed and angry. Now this thing wanted my head. It stormed out of the room, but lucky for me, it had poor night vision. I hid from it pretty easily. But even in the dark, I could hear the path of destruction as it destroyed anything in its way. I found the page I was looking for on how to destroy a golem. The task itself was almost as bad as letting it live. For make no mistake, it is now a living creature. The spell did not power it anymore. It was simple instructions. Crush the windpipe, or destroy the heart. But the problem is, most times, you had to get close enough to the demon to do this. This thing was furious with me. I doubt I would surprise it any more with speed or strength again. I could do the task, but I needed a little more energy. I needed blood. Although dead, there was still power left in the wizard. A power that would aid me. I ran into the dark corridor, keeping an eye open for the fiend. His eyesight may have been poor, but I'm sure it heard me. I ran full speed toward the lit room. As I closed the door, I could hear the beast running my way. The wizard's blood was cold now, but still had power to it. My fangs pierced his neck. As I consumed all the power and energy left in his lifeless body. Outside, I could hear the demon get closer to the room. Then I had an idea. The room was still powered by electricity. In the bright room, my chances were slim at best. But in the darkness, I had a chance. I found a junction box where all the wires connect to each other. Also found a dagger laying on the table. I threw the dagger into the box, damaged the wire, as sparks were seen covering the junction box. Then all the lights went out. The demon stormed into the room. It stood there in darkness, screaming in anger. I stayed safely in a corner, focusing all my energy on his beating heart. Although it was deep in the chest and protected by thick, scaly hide. With my telekinesis, I put pressure on the heart. This caused the creature to grab its chest with two arms and fall to his knees. A nasty grin crept across my face as I tightened up my grip even more. Soon the heart exploded inside that massive chest. With a thud, the demon's short life had ended. That's when his blood called to me. Weakened and needing much power, I answered. My lips descended on his helpless throat. Fangs split his skin. I consumed his life force. It reminded me of whiskey. as if fire burned going down my throat, into my belly. It was hot. It was power. And I enjoyed every single drop. And by the way, I kept the spell book. I feel I deserve that much for saving the world. I hope you enjoyed my little story there. If you do, like, follow me, strike the bell, and by all means, comment. I know I promised that I would stick with the cryptids in every state, and I still intend to do so, but I need a break from that, so I hope you'll enjoy my little Ashlyn adventure. And until next week, remember, beware of the dark side and the shadows in the night.